Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general read from I've been dealing with. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel at THEYRE Tarot. She's review as well. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on. Hmm. Weird. Okay, we'll go with it. I say that weird, we'll go with it. And then there's the Seven of Swords, Sagittarius. So just kind of a little bit of a heads up. Depending on what you are looking for or so-called seeking with the situation or whoever this is that you ask about. One more and I'll jump into this. Yeah. That's what I was kind of wondering. I'll try and be nice with this today. All right, so jumping into this, what they show me immediately. Energetically speaking, they seem to be doing better than the last time. I think, like, was it 2 days ago, 3 days ago? They're feeling a little better. I kind of feel like this is definitely an energy of kind of more specifically seizing the moment, kind of just living day by day in the moment, for that experience. But when it comes to anything, let's just say down the line or long term, or geez, it feels like long term. Go figure. Once again, they are winging it. Once again, the pattern and theme of wings, Sagittarius. Different deck today though, but they're winging it. They're saying, you know what? I'm just kind of living life. I'm just kind of enjoying the time, enjoying my moments. Once again, they do emphasize that you are by their side. I don't know if today that you're under, they're under your wing or what's going on, but they're by your side, so they're with you. I feel like you're with them. In what context, I'm not too sure yet because they're not being real specific. They're kind of saying circles. You run in similar circles. So here's a little bit of that part though that I was talking about when it kind of comes to that Seven of Swords, and where I'm like, just kind of keep a heads up, keep an eye out. They think about you very much so, quite strongly. They think about you in such a way where it's like, Sagittarius. So not necessarily long-term goals or considerations. Like I said, just kind of winging it. So even though they do think about you, it's nothing, unfortunately, to the point of seriousness, like commitment, marriage, family, whatever it is. It's just kind of like momentarily, but they don't think about you momentarily. That's the thing. They live for the moment, but when they think about you, it seems to be consistently. I'm not too sure what that Seven of Swords entails completely. Um, because I'm kind of looking at a contradicting energy where when it comes to long-term serious commitment, that's a no. But when it comes to long-term thinking about you, is a yes. Maybe they're just not too sure exactly what they want, maybe what they're looking for, or maybe which direction they're going in life. I don't know. But there seems to be a bit of energetic, like saving face around you about this situation. I don't know why. I don't know why. What that's about. It's like for some reason with you, it's like this energy of, it may go on so much so internally with them, but communication to you about this is absent. It's not taking place. It's not happening. It's not happening. And that's why I'm a little bit kind of cautious of that Seven of Swords, because then what are they actually thinking? This is kind of like, someone who may, they want to communicate, they want to socialize, they want to get together, they want to have a good time. But it's like, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? Don't know. Okay, it's this thing of, my speaking of, my wife was showing me I forget if it was called technically a short or a reel, about a trend going around where it was kind of like someone being a bit of a smartass of like, are you dating to get married? And it's kind of a question of like, if not, then why are you dating? It's sort of like kind of like a common sense kind of smartass response of, well, then why would you be in a relationship if you're not looking for anything serious? If those are kind of like the terms in the agreement is like, it's nothing serious, whether it's just a hookup, a fling, or whatever, that makes sense. But when it comes to a situation like this, like I said, long term, they'll think about you consistently. But when it comes to a future wise, that's missing. So it's like you can think about someone for an extended period of time, but how is that you can't think of an extended period of time with that person in your life? Because for some reason around you with that Seven of Swords, they almost feel like they kind of have to watch themselves or keep eyes on the back of their head, um, and check themselves. And it's like, why? I don't understand why. What is that technically consult or considered and called? Like a flight risk. It's like, they might be there one moment, but they might be gone the next. And it's like, what the fuck, without a word or something? I don't know. Oh my goodness. There's the Eight of Cups, Sagittarius. Yeah. And like then that's what I'm talking about. And poof, like Gone with the Wind. There they go. And that's what I was kind of saying. I'm not understanding that. Unfortunately, this is someone who will keep your. This is someone who will kind of keep your. I don't know why. Like I said, I'm trying to be nice. They'll keep you around. They'll be in your life, but it's only for what they benefit from having you in their life, and it's very kind of one sided. It's like, oh yeah, I don't know. Let's just say, for example, I have 100 friends, right, online. None, zero. I have 100 friends online. Why? Because they give me attention. They give me approval. They give me acknowledgement. They exchange. But when it comes to anything serious or long term or commitment, like I said, relationship or family, nah, off the table. Off the table. It's conditional. It's one sided, is what I'm saying. And that's that energy of like, nah, I'm not looking for anything serious. Unfortunately, I'm not looking at it. I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm not looking for anyone serious. But for some reason, hmm, I don't understand that. They're like, no, I kind of just keep Sagittarius. I kind of like I kind of keep Sagittarius there. I don't want to say like what is that called, like a placeholder. I don't want to say that and go that far. But like I said, it's like maybe they view, I don't know, maybe they just view you as like a good friend or like I don't know, like an acquaintance. Like I said, it shows up nothing serious. It shows up nothing serious, but how they behave around you is like it's like is that like is that the devil in the details that they don't want to have called out? Like I don't want it's like I don't want Sagittarius knowing that this is like where they're coming from or this is where they're at. It's kind of like how they respond with it, which is how they kind of check themselves and watch themselves around you. I don't know. I don't know. And they don't know either. They don't know either. That's crazy. They don't know either. Yeah, it makes sense. Interesting. We should. That's very interesting. What you're showing me, Sagittarius, is you have a very sharp eye on them, and you're kind of just keeping tabs on them. Like, what are they up to? Makes sense. What are they up to? I still don't understand that though. I still don't understand that. You asking about them lets me know they don't want you knowing what they're up to. And that's what I'm talking about. They purposely don't want you knowing what they're up to. Because ultimately it's like and emotionally they don't care. They get to that point where they're like, I don't care. I don't care that much. So I don't know what the dynamic is between the two of you, like I said. Um I don't know. Something kind of tells me that they may have, let's just say, other priorities they got to take care of and deal with first. Maybe before they start, putting down some roots. I don't know, but that's kind of how they leave it. When it comes to the emotional aspect of like where they're at, they don't know. That seems to be a work in progress or something that they're kind of like having to sit with themselves and figure out. But specifically, unfortunately, when it comes to the two of you, they're like, yeah, they're up for a good time. Yeah, they're up to kind of live life and kind of just live for the moment. But ultimately, like I said, when they consider long term future wise with you, they're like, it's just not there. Um, they got, I don't know, they just got some stuff within themselves they got to figure out, I guess. So we'll see where this one kind of goes. Bye.